Hey there, Johnny Daniel, your Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. Hey, I thought, when everything is retiring right now, when we're waiting for the new catalog, I thought I'd give you another option, because there's always another option, right? The online exclusives. Now, if you don't know what that is, if you go into, I think it's, well, anyways, when you go into ordering, it's in the products and whatnot, and you can do online exclusives. And there's a new set that's called Latte Love or Latte Sweet, and I just thought you might want to see it. So I'm going to make a quick corner card for you, and that way you've got a full video on how to do a new technique, simple technique, as well as you can see the new suite. So this is the host code 7ZSTNM3B. That's the host code that is good through the end of the month. All right, so Latte Love, the suite comes with the dies, comes with the stamp set. Today we're doing a simple card, so I'm not doing the dies. Comes with the ribbon. Now this ribbon, it's more of a natural weave kind of ribbon. It's not a smooth ribbon. So it's kind of cool in the sense that you can kind of pull it and twist it and do that kind of stuff with it. It is a little bit stiffer, but it does, let's make sure before I tell you, it does make a good bow. But I will say this quick, obviously, because this is reversed, but it's not good for small detail stuff because it's a little bit wider and a little stiffer. So it would be a great add-on to a gift bag, or a simple knot on a card or whatnot, but for right now, not so much. And then we've got our gems. I'm going to take them out of the package so you can see them. These are adhesive back swirl dots. Now these currently are not available, of course, they're out of stock. But if you like this whole suite, these are supposed to be coming back in stock, which means the whole thing will be back within the next week or so. So just let me know if you would like to be on the quote-unquote list, and I would gladly look for you and let you know if these are going to be back. Okay, so I'm going to take those off that card. I don't know about you, but I like everything as simple as possible. So gorgeous colors, some coral, brown, and some beige. And then we've got, of course, the Latte Love, the stamp set. And then we've got the infamous papers, right? Okay. So we've got a coral with a dark brown swirl. That's actually what we're going to use today. And I forgot to get my base out. So we're going to use that one today. And then we've got this one that, if you go in the fancy coffee shops and you get the heart or the little pandas and all the swirls and stuff. And then on the other side, more swirl. I love the fact that if you're not a coffee drinker, there's another side that can be used. Love this color. This is one of my favorites. And then the messy side of life, as it were. And then we've got some little tiny mugs, and then some bigger ones. This is an interesting one. And then, of course, we have our plaids and our beans. And we've got die cuts to match several of these. And then this is probably one of my favorites, the rings. And then on the back side of it, and there's a die cut to match a lot of these. So, but I do want to show you how to do this corner card real quick. So we've got our card base. This card base is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so that's our card base. And then I'm gonna bring my cutter out here. And we're just gonna cut this, keeping it simple, not doing double mats, not doing anything crazy, right? So we're just going to, I'm gonna leave a little bit of white on the edge. So let's see, but I also want to fold it over, so I need to have enough room. So I am gonna go 5 1/4 by 4. Get rid of that extra one. By 4, which is 1/4 inch in from the outside of the card. Okay, now we're gonna set this to the side and come back to it. I'm gonna just grab a ruler. You can use your trimmer, you can use all kinds of stuff, but I am going to, I want this to be a pretty deep pocket because I want to have some room for some words. So I'm going to measure 3 inches over and do a little tick, and then I'm going to measure 3 inches. Normally this is like a 2 inch or a 2 1/2, but I was pretty ambitious, I think. And I think I got a little too ambitious. So yeah, I'm gonna do a 2 1/2. I think I'm gonna lose too much of the paper otherwise. So we're gonna go 2 1/2. Now that I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, in my instructions it didn't sound too bad, but when I looked at it in real life, it's quite a bit. So we're gonna go down to 2 1/2, okay? And we're gonna put tick marks. And then we're gonna grab our cutter. We're not using the cutter. We are using the scoring blade, which is the lighter one, okay? Then I'm grabbing my pencil line and my pencil dot, I should say, not line, okay? And I'm gonna go just past and just past. Why is that? Because I want to score past it so I don't have to erase it. I'm just being lazy. All right, so we've scored that, and I'm just gonna fold this over. It's just that simple, okay? Then I'm gonna grab my glues and all this kind of stuff. You know how this goes, right? So I'm gonna grab my Stampin' Seal, and I'm gonna glue this down. Now, if you don't want to glue it down, don't, but I want more of a clean look. So there you go on that. I'm gonna bring back my card base. See how that goes? I hope so. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring back in the rest of my suite, as it were. And I'm like, do I want a coffee cup down there? I think I just want to keep it really, 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 really simple. So let's see here. You're the best part of my day. I think that's what we're gonna do, because you often are. All right, so you're the best part of my day. Make sure it's the right one. And then I'm gonna glue this down instead of making sure it's straight. So we're gonna do this. Okay, and then we're gonna stamp up here in the corner. Okay, so we've got that part. Then I wanted a coffee cup or something, but honestly I didn't want to stamp it. I know, silly me, right? But I really didn't. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I didn't want to run the dies because I'm just being lazy today, huh? Didn't want to bring the machine over. So what I'm thinking about doing is going through the papers and finding that cup that I can just like cut out real quick. How's that sound? Sounds like a plan to me, but I'm not finding the one I want. So instead, I'm gonna find my white paper. It's in here somewhere. Okay. So I keep my papers in a file cabinet, if you're wondering, and I do them in color order of how the catalog, not Cadillac, how the catalog stacks them. So for instance, if it goes Flirty Flamingo, Real Red, Basic Black, that would be the color order that I would put it in my storage, in my folders. Okay? Alright, so now that I have a piece of basic white, I guess we're going to make this a little more complicated than I wanted to, but that's okay. Okay. So we're going to grab our cup, and I'm like, this one or this one? I think this one. Okay. And I'm gonna stamp a cup. Doesn't really matter where, but I am gonna have some steam going out there, so I want to make sure I have enough room. Okay, and I've got my bigger block. No, it doesn't match and all that kind of stuff, but that's okay. So I've got my steam, and I've got my steam just kind of stamping off and kind of doing my thing. Ooh, that one didn't go. Let's go back over that. Okay, love that about the photopolymer stamps. And I'm sure there's not a die that matches the exact steam pattern I did. So let's cut this out really quick. And then it'll be ready to go in 2 seconds, right? Okay. And if you want different colors, feel free. And we're just going to trim this out. Like I said, there's a die for the cup, but not for the steam also, so you gotta do what you gotta do some days, right? Alright, so there's that. Okay, and I'm gonna grab me a blender pen, and I'm just gonna touch on this and smear it down so I don't have a all white cup. So our inks are water-based, so if you want to smear a little bit, all you got to do is touch the side of that ink, that line, and then you're good. See how that's going? Just quick, I just didn't want it white, really white. So, and then for this, I want a little bit more brown up top because it's coffee. So I'm just gonna touch my corner. Don't want it that dark though. Touch my corner and then fill in. Don't want it that dark, so touch my corner, fill in. Okay. And let's see. So there's my cup. Clean that off before I put it back. And then I'm gonna grab some dimensionals to put this cup right there. So I'm gonna grab, don't forget to use your borders when you're doing your dimensionals. use all of the product, so that way you don't end up with trash that doesn't need to be in the trash, right? So, all right, so we're gonna do this, push that there, and then I think I'm gonna use the dark brown. Yeah. And I think I'm just going to touch here and touch here and touch here. Just make a line. And that is a simple folded corner card. So basically you just want to measure over evenly and down evenly, or depending on what corner, and then score where you're going to go so you don't get that cracked line, and you're good to go. So there you go. And if you want to order the Latte Love Suite, let me know. And let me pull this back over. This is the host code for you to use. So thanks again for joining me, and you can find all this info at stampinwithjohnny.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye.